Has the Lord been reduced to rock throwing? I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. I'm here to ask this question. Has the Lord been reduced to rock throwing? Is his effectiveness so compromised by the work of this channel and a few others? Have we done such a good job on telling people that the Lord is nothing but a Wizard of Oz, little fat man behind the curtain who really has no power? Has he become so weakened that all he has left is to become a rock throwing brat as regards his plans to try to take over the earth? I spent 20 years as a full-time minister. I have over 100,000 hours of study in the biblical scriptures, Bible college degree, and one sore throat trying to get over it. We are live right now on Twitter. We're live right now on Facebook, and we're recording for the YouTube channel. I'm going to show you some very important scriptures here today, and I'm going to ask that you will go over at the completion of this live broadcast to my YouTube channel and check out the scriptures as I will load this video up live. Very important stuff. So I'm here to celebrate the fact that Yahweh knows he's beaten. The Lord knows that he has been defeated. Jehovah knows that he has been outed as a failed, flawed God, and that we are not born of the original sin, but we have the spark of divinity within, and that we are, in essence, baby Elohim, learning, growing, developing here on this planet. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube and Facebook, and pre-greetings for those of you that will watch on YouTube. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about tonight. I want to share with you a couple of things. Number one, I want to share with you an article that was given to me, and this kind of put me in the frame of mind of talking about this. This came to me from Hillary Davis. It says, there's no way to stop space rocks from hurtling to the earth and killing you. And that sounds like a dire situation, but to me, as I read it, it greatly encouraged me. It's from Wired magazine. It was written on the 15th of February, and we've seen many meteors since then, so it is certainly timely. And it says space is out to kill you. There really is no way to stem its aggression, but it's usually an incompetent killer, so don't freak out. On-scene accounts make it seem like these meteor episodes are an angry deity enacting his vengeance for some unknown slight. Think of that, ladies and gentlemen. I know they're not trying to teach anything. I know they're not trying to actually make any points, but they in spite of themselves, say, it's almost like this angry deity throwing rocks at us, and he's incompetent. And you know what? They're right. The Lord is an angry deity, and he is incompetent, and I think he may well have been reduced to throwing rocks at us. And the point of this article is that advanced air defenses that humanity has invested in, interceptor missiles, are sometimes able to stop a missile from impacting. Early warning monitoring systems are supposed to give humanity enough time to response. But listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. They are useless. Useless against a meteorite onslaught. The reason, simply put, is physics, explains Brian Whedon of the Secure Earth Foundation, a former captain and missile expert in the U.S. Air Force Space Command. He says asteroids orbit the Earth just like the sun, just like the Earth does. And occasionally our orbits intersect, causing the rocks to enter the atmosphere as flaming meteors screaming towards impact. They're not flying like airplanes. They're not flying like missiles that air defenses target. Shooting them will not change their speed or trajectory. At best, a missile impact might change its direction somewhat or shatter it into more pieces, which turns it into a shotgun blast instead of a single shot. So basically, we are almost wholly unable to do anything about meteors striking the earth. We have an angry deity who is angry because of people like me letting people like you know that he's not really the deity that he claims to be. And he is incompetent, yes, but he's using one of the few things that he has left at his disposal that we seemingly can't stop. Which begs the question, then how are we stopping them? If you followed my talks the last few days about the meteors, we've seen it looks like there is a otherworldly force or an advanced force that has intervened in at least 2 occasions to prevent meteor strikes from hitting the United States, hitting Russia, hitting other countries. So there's been multiple occasions where it is apparent that extraterrestrial, that means not from Earth, assistance has been rendered to keep meteorites from striking planet Earth. What if the meteorites are from an incompetent killer god, flinging fireballs from the heavens because he's angry and because he knows that technically we can't shoot them down? What if the Lord really has been reduced to throwing rocks? I think it's laughable, and I find the Lord to be laughable because he is a false, fallen, flawed God whose biggest weapon was ignorance, and it's now being broken right before his eyes through this broadcast, the work of the Christian Whistleblower, and other people realizing this guy is no God. But let me show you this to give some credence to what I'm talking about. If we go back in the book of Genesis, we know that in Genesis chapter 1, it was the Lord who tried to destroy the earth and actually did destroy the earth in between Genesis 1:1 and 1:2. If you're on the YouTube, you'll be able to see this. If not, go to Jeff Darty Show YouTube, and you will be able to look at these verses. I've proven this over and over and over. It's all over my YouTube site. It's in my book. It's in a couple of my books. It's in Serpents and Doves in the Garden of the Gods. It's in the one about John, what's that called? Final Message of the Last Apostle. In the beginning, the gods, the Elohim, created the heavens and the earth. They were perfect, as Isaiah said. And then between the time of Genesis 1:1 and 1:2, the Lord came, according to Jeremiah and according to Isaiah, and destroyed the earth, killed men, killed animals, destroyed the fruitful place. Well, the Elohim rebuilt the earth, and in Genesis chapter 2, the Lord again tried to destroy the earth. He tried to destroy the earth by drought. Genesis 2:4 tells us that the Lord had caused it not to rain upon the earth. He tried to destroy the earth by drought. First, he did it by fire. He attempted to do it by drought, but the Elohim sent a mist from the earth in verse 6 and watered the face of the ground. Fast forward to Genesis chapter 9, and I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that these are hopelessly out of order. Genesis 9 happened either right after Genesis 2 or before Genesis 2. And what happened, of course, in Genesis 7, 8, 9 was the flood of Noah, which was not a flood of a righteous God to kill evil men. It was a flood of an evil God to kill righteous men. And look what happened in verse number 12. And here's the key I want you to see. It's talking about the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. And in verse 12, the truth is revealed. And God said, "This is a token of the covenant which I'll make between me and you. I'll set a bow in the cloud. I'll set a cloud over the earth. And I'll let you know that there will no more become a flood to destroy the earth." I believe this also means that the earth the Elohim are saying they will no longer allow the Lord to destroy the earth. Let's look at this in the original Greek so you can see that I really am not crazy. Well, I might be crazy, but I'm not crazy about this. Look at that. And said the Elohim. It wasn't the Lord that said this. It wasn't Yahweh that said this. It was the Elohim that said this. They said, hey, look, the Lord's tried to destroy the earth once, twice, 3 times. Guess what? We are promising you, through all of your generations, that we will not allow the Lord ever again to try and destroy the earth. We will not allow the Lord to ever destroy the earth again. And whenever you see the rainbow, just remember that we have promised every living creature that we will not allow the Lord to ever destroy planet Earth again. Folks, that's straight from the scriptures. The Lord, Yahweh, tried to destroy the earth 3 times. So I'm struggling to get through this with my throat. After the 3rd time, the Elohim, clearly in the Bible, not the Lord, the Elohim said, we're not going to let him destroy the earth anymore, so relax. So if we go back to our article that talks about an angry deity throwing fireballs because the earth is unable to stop and prevent these things, an angry deity throwing fireballs at an earth that is unable to protect itself, and we have at least, let's just say, multiple proofs that some extraterrestrial, that meaning not of this earth or some advanced technology that we don't know of, has stopped multiple meteors from hitting this earth. I ask you, is this the Elohim living up to their covenant of Genesis chapter 9? Is this the Elohim saying, look, we told you we're not going to let him try and wreck the world again. We've made a promise to all living things that we will not allow him to wreck the earth again. Has the Lord, let me just tell you, here's my theory. The Lord has been reduced to a petulant little brat, hurling rocks because he thinks that's his last ability to destroy this planet, because the truth is out. The Lord is not the God of the universe. The Lord is a killer, a murderer, a liar, and a failed, flawed, fallen God. He is not the father of the Christ. He is the adversary of the Christ. I've been proving it to you for years right here on this channel. The evidence is all here. And the Lord, knowing that his time is over, is into his last desperate acts. He has been reduced to a petulant, rock-throwing little bitch. And the Elohim are living up to their covenant promise to not allow him to destroy the earth in his petulant little bratty fits. The gig's up for the Lord. That should encourage you, but it should also inspire you, because there is a gap of leadership in this planet. We are the Elohim in training. We are the last generation of real humans. We need to step up. We need to get going. We need to be our own gurus. We need to guide our own spirits. We need to master our own ascension. We need to start asking questions and questioning answers. We need to stay fearless, my friends. We need to unindoctrinate ourselves.